This is an iron farm. You've probably seen one from a tutorial on YouTube before, or from that one guy in the Minecraft server. This is also an iron farm, and though it looks radically different, it functions all the same. This brings us to the topic of the video, disguising our farms. Disguising is not the same as hiding, in my mind. Instead of hiding our work behind a wall of stone or under a mound of dirt, we should show it off. In this video, we'll show you how. Let's take a look at what I mean. This is a sugarcane module. As the sugarcane grows, the observer detects it and signals the piston to break it. We can see how this looks on a larger scale and the space it might take up. But let's say we need to build on a smaller footprint. Now our farm won't fit within our new limited space. First, we'll need to take a look at a cross-section of our farm. To make adjustments, we'll need to remove the blocks that overlap our border. Then we'll need to move our observer above to make room for our other components. And we'll add a note block to update the bud-powered piston, so when the sugarcane grows, it'll function all the same. Now, our farm fits within our footprint, which means we're free to build our surrounding structure. In order to do this, we'll need to understand the basics of redstone, which does go beyond the scope of this video, but once we can start solving the puzzles we see in tutorials or even our own work. Here, a detector rail reads if a minecart has any items inside it and deactivates a torch. If the button is pressed, it deactivates the other torch. We can see this in action with a minecart, and when the button is pressed, it powers the rail. As we learn more about redstone and its social behaviors with other blocks, we can start predicting how a circuit might work. Soon we'll be able to break down our farms into their essential components and learn to rearrange them to fit our bases, villages, or even castles. So let's look at an iron farm. To build one, we'll need 3 beds, 3 villagers, a zombie, a way to detect day and night, and of course, a collection system. Now that we've identified our essential components, let's think about how we can arrange them into a farm. We'll start with a base platform for our villagers to stay. Then we'll place a zombie in a honey block so it can't jump out of the cauldron. Then we'll place a line of pistons to break the eye line, and a daylight sensor to set to night. We'll make our spawning platform above, leading the iron golems into our collection system below. Now it's time to disguise our farm. I want to make this into a building. Let's lay out our footprint to see what space we have to work with. We can move our collection system into this new section. And we can use a campfire to deal damage since hoppers can pick up any items that happen to land on it. Next, our villagers can't actually reach their beds, so let's replace these blocks with some trapdoors, so that when the pistons come up at night, the villagers can get their rest. Now we can start laying in the rest of our building. For the daylight sensor, I want to make a fireplace or a chimney, so let's move it out and start setting up our exterior around it. And finally, we can put our finishing touches on. And there we have it. We just made our own unique iron farm. Following tutorials can be scary. It can feel like if we don't follow block by block, it'll end up breaking or not working. But when we copy, we aren't actually learning about how the things we're building work. If we learn the rules, we can break them, which allows us to take a block by block tutorial and make it into our own original builds. I'd like to challenge you all. Start with something small. Take a wool farm or a bamboo farm, and take the time to actually figure out why it works. Once you can do that, the farm doesn't seem as mysterious or fragile anymore, now does it? Thank you everyone for watching. Be creative out there, and remember, follow your inspiration.